Hi everyone, thank you for joining today's session. So today we are going to see the very interesting topic, how to become a Linux expert. So to become a Linux expert, the journey involves mastering core skills, tools, systems, and concepts. So what all things you really need to focus to become a Linux expert that we are going to see today. So stay tuned and let us move forward. So, this is about me. My name is Purushottam. I'm currently working as a general manager for one of the top third IT MNC, having 17 plus years of experience in IT, SAP, cloud, and project management. And with all my experience of last 17 years, I am sharing my knowledge and my expertise here, so that people like you also can get some knowledge and some insight about the IT career. So let us move forward and see what all agenda we are going to cover under today's session. So the first and most important is like understanding the Linux ecosystem, mastering the Linux command line, system administration essentials, network and troubleshooting, Linux security fundamentals, scripting and automation, advanced Linux concepts, building a personal labs, learning, networking and contributing. So these are all topics we are going to cover, which will really help you to know about Linux and where you really need to focus to become a Linux expert. Now let us move forward and understand in detail. So the first thing is understanding the Linux ecosystem. So Linux is a powerful open source operating system which is based on Unix. The Linux distributions are understand the popular distributions like Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora, Arch, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux. The kernel is the heart of the system for the Linux, and user interface and applications are the user space. Linux powers web servers, cloud infrastructures, mobile devices like Androids, and so on. So Linux plays a very crucial role in IT and overall, technology. Master the Linux command line. So, if you wanted to become a Linux expert, you really need to master in the command line. So we'll see the, largely known commands, or, which are the commands which are in daily use where you need to become an expert, and then only you can prove yourself as a expertise in Linux. So learn essential commands like ls, which is to list the details, then cd to change cd for changing directory, or cp to copy the file or the data. mv can be used to move the file or the directory. You can even like a rm to remove the file or directory or any data. So there are such command which are the basic command you need to learn, which are the CLI basic commands. Then related to file system management, you need to understand the directory structure, like slash is the root directory. What all things comes under slash, then home, wherein you can have all the user related information. You can have a var etc, wherein all the configurations are there. So you also need to understand the file system and its structure. Then the next one is text editor. So you need to be a masters in editing using the vim, nano and ecams commands. Then the next one is how to do the file permission. So there are commands like chmod, chown, change group to manage the file and file access. So you also need to have the expertise in file permission, because you may need to have permissions like read only or edit access. So for that you really need to focus on change permission or a file permission. The next one is pipe and redirection, wherein chain commands using the pipe and redirect using the comma. System administration essential. So these are very essentials administration related commands you need to get a expertise. So user and group management, wherein you can add, delete or manage the users using user add, user mod or group add commands. So these are very useful commands, like if you wanted to create a new user, you need to use the user add command, or you need to do a modification in that user, you need to use the user mod, or you want to add that to the any specific group like a root or some other, then you need to use a group add command. So these are largely known command which you need to have expertise. Then package management for installing, updating and removing software using apt, yum, dnf and zyper. So zyper is used in SUSE. So you need to have a good knowledge about using these commands, so that you can do the installation, updation or removing of the software in Linux operating system. The next one is you need to understand the bootloader, that we also called it as a grub, init system like a sysinit and systemd, and the run level to understand the system boot process, so that only you can do the troubleshooting if there is any issue related to bootloader. Then service management, so you should have good knowledge about start stop services using systemctl, manage background processes with nuhop, right? So because there will be some services, in order to do the troubleshooting, you should have knowledge of using those service related commands. Here we are going to see the commands related to networking and troubleshooting. So networking basics, you should have the knowledge wherein you can understand the IP addressing, subnetting. So IP config / IP, netstat and SS. So all those commands are used for a networking basis, networking related configurations. So you should aware, or you should have knowledge about how to use these commands. Then DNS and DHCP, to learn how DNS and DHCP work in Linux environment, because you may need to configure the DNS in your system, or you may need to configure the IP address or DHCP. So for that you should have the knowledge about using DNS and DHCP. The next one is about firewall management. So it is part of security. So under firewall management, you should have the you should have the knowledge about how to configure rules, how to start stop firewall. So for that you can use the iptable command or firewall LD to configure the firewall. So this is very important. You should have the knowledge, because if there is an issue, any security related or access related issue, you should be able to work on the IP tables, wherein you can restrict the access, or you can allow the access, and you can troubleshoot the issue which is related to network. The next one is network troubleshooting, wherein you can you need to use the tools like ping, wherein you can try to reach to the server. You can do the traceroute, NSLOOKUP or netcat for diagnosing network related issues. So when you wanted to troubleshoot any network related issue, these are the common commands which are being used by the Linux administrator, wherein you should have the knowledge about how to use these commands. The last one is about the logs monitoring, so which is very much important, because it is used to analyze the system log and troubleshoot the issue based on the logs. So you can use the commands like journalctl, then dmessage, then varlog files, where you get all kind of logs in varlog related to all system related operations. So whatever is happening in the system, in the server, all the logs are getting written in the var logs. So this is very much important. Like you should, if you wanted to become a master in troubleshooting issue, or you really wanted to become a Linux expert, you should have the knowledge about reading the logs, and then only you can be a good troubleshooter in Linux. This is about the Linux security fundamentals. So user authentication, wherein you need to learn how sudo, passwd or etc sudo works, so that you can change the user, or you can change the password and so on. So user authentication is very much important. The next one is file security, wherein you can use the change mode, Chon, then set FACL or SE Linux to secure the files. Because if you wanted to protect any file from these users, then you need to use such commands wherein people will not get access to those files or file systems, and you can protect from unwanted users. The next one is about SSH and secure remote access, wherein you can set up and manage secure remote access with SSH or a key-based authentication. Then security auditing, wherein you can monitor the system security using tools like Audit-D, Fail to Ban, and RK Hunter, wherein you can do the auditing like who has logged into system, what all action has been performed by the users. So this can also be used for security purpose. And the last one is system hardening, wherein this is very much important, because here you need to learn how to secure the Linux system by disabling unnecessary services and using security related tools. And this also helps to stabilize the system performance or system behavior. So system hardening is very much important to make your system healthy in order to run with your application. So hardening is very much important, and if you refer the standard document of Red Hat or SUSE, you will get a lot of document related to system hardening, or to do this system hardening. This is very much important about scripting and automation, because if you wanted to become an expert, you should have this knowledge. This slide is very much important if you really wanted to become an expert, because you should know the scripting and doing automation using Linux. So here basically you need to focus on bash scripting, wherein you can write a shell script to automate these administration related tasks. For example, if you wanted to start any application on the booting, after the booting, so take an example of any web server or any web application or any application which is running on Linux. If you wanted to start that application once the server is live or it is up, then if you wanted to avoid that manual task, then you should write the command to automate that task, wherein once the system has started, it is up and running, then within 2 minutes or next 2 minutes your service should start automatically. So for that you can write a shell script and bring that automation. The another thing is you can use the regular expression for powerful text processing in Linux tools like grep, SED or awk. Task scheduling also you can do. For example, if you wanted to run any specific job, if you wanted to run any specific service at a specific time, you should know like how to automate the task using cron jobs, right? The last one is about the configuration management, wherein you can learn automation tools like Ansible, Puppet, Chef, or system configuration and deployment. So for example, if take an example of SAP. So if you wanted to have your Linux system preloaded SAP application, then using Ansible you can automate the overall SAP installation process or any application related process. So configuration management will help you. You can learn the automation tools and become expert in Linux, wherein you can automate the things, you can bring some automation for your organization. This is about the advanced Linux concepts, wherein kernel tuning you need to do. So you need to learn how to modify the kernel parameters using systemctl or tune to FS. You should have a deep dive into file system like ext3, ext4, xfs, zfs or lvm, wherein you should have the knowledge of Linux file system. Under the virtualization and container, you need to understand the virtualization, how it works with KVM and containers using Docker and Kubernetes. Then performance monitoring, wherein you can use the tools like Top, HTOP, IOTOP, VMstat or SAR to monitor the system performance. Because when you wanted to become a good troubleshooter, you should have the hands-on knowledge about these commands, because these are the commands which will help you to reach to the root cause and fix the issue. The next one is compiling software from a source. So learn how to compile the software from the source code. This is about building a personal lab wherein you can gain your knowledge, you can get the expertise. So the tools like VirtualBox, VMware, or QEMU to create virtual machines and experience in control environment. So these are the virtualization tools wherein you can install on your system or your laptop, and you can gain your knowledge related to virtualization. Then the next one is you can create your lab to set up a server farm, configure the service like web servers, Apache, Nginx, database like MySQL, PostgreSQL, HANA, Oracle, and so on, and DNS servers. And you can get the expertise into configurations. Then the version control, wherein you can use the Git to manage and document your Linux configuration and scripts. The last one is about the cloud platform. So experiment with cloud-based Linux environments like AWS EC2, DigitalOcean, and Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux for SAP. So and gain your knowledge related to administration. This is very much important. Like when you wanted to become an expert, then what all things basically you need to do? So you need to do the learning, networking, and contributing. So what all things you can do? So basically the most important is stay updated, follow Linux related blogs, forums like Linux Question, Reddit, and news, wherein you will get all the new updates related to Linux, and you will be updated to the current affairs or current technology. Then you can join the communities wherein you can participate in Linux communities like Linux Foundation, Linux user groups, wherein you can get the updates related to the technology or Linux, like what all things are happening, what people are doing, and stay updated. Then the next one is open source contribution, wherein you can contribute to open source to create a project or create your own Linux tools. This will also help you to create your own identity and own recognition. The next one is very much important, like you should do the certification. So consider advanced certification like Red Hat Linux, wherein RHC you can do, which is the Red Hat Certified Engineer, or LFC like Linux Foundation Certified Engineer. These are the basic certification, but there are many you can do on an advanced level also when you are seeing yourself as a Linux expert. Then you need to do the advanced certification as well. Then the last one is about the continuous learning, which is very much important in any field, whether you wanted to become a Linux admin, Windows admin, or virtualization, or AWS architecture, or any profile you wanted to become in expertise. Then you should do the because Linux is constantly evolving, or any technology is constantly evolving. So keep learning new features, new tools, and best practices. So it will help you to become the expert in the technology. So this presentation was designed to help help you to progress from a beginner to an expert in a Linux administration. So it covered the key skills, tools, and concepts which are necessary for mastery, and provided a roadmap for gaining hands-on experience and continuous growth. So if you would like to get any details or more details on any specific slide or any specific topic, please feel free to comment, so that we can come up with new session, new webinar for you. So thank you so much for attending this session. Happy learning, and wish you good luck to become a Linux expert. Thank you.